So I'm going to be laying tile in this room on the floor. I'm also going to cover the walls. So I want to put the floor tile first and then cover it. That way the wall tile can come and end on top of the floor tile. A good tip to make this look like a nice professional finish job is to have the tile run under your trim. A lot of people would just cut it out around and then grout. Doesn't look as good. You want your trim to look like it's sitting on top of the tile. So the way to do that is flip over one of your tiles so you have the exact right thickness. Keep in mind you're going to have a little thin set under there, and then one of these saws. This is a flexible saw, so I can use that to cut this. So you get the idea. I'll finish this off camera, but with this, basically you cut off this bottom portion of your door trim, and when you get to that point with the tile, you're able to just slide it under the door. That way it's a nice smooth ending, and then you can just caulk around the bottom. Alright, I went ahead and pre-cut the tile that's going to go here so it'll slide under this door jamb. I also have my thin set mixed up. Right now it's a consistency just a little bit thicker than peanut butter. So you want it to kind of be that consistency. I've got a 1/4 inch notched trowel. I've already cleaned the floors really well. I actually took an air compressor and sprayed the floors down so any excess junk that was on the floor is now gone. So first what I want to do is just get a nice coat of thin set. Also, I'm not using the really cheap thin set. I'm using a kind that has a product called Veribond in it. It's a little bit stronger. The main reason I bought that is because I'm going to be using this on the walls, and that's just a better product for that kind of application. As far as using it on the floor, it's not really necessary, but what the hell. So the tile I'm putting down is 24 by 24, and this thin set doesn't have a super long working time, so I'm just going to apply it to the area that I'm about to lay down. Now that I have a nice smooth coat, I want to take the trowel at about a 45-degree angle, kind of just scrape off any excess on here. Okay, so I've got a nice coverage here. Next I'm going to back butter the tile, which is the exact same process, except I'm going to be doing it on the tile itself. This is an important step. If you saw one of my earlier videos, I pulled up some ceramic tile and it popped off super easily. That'll happen if you use cheap thin set and don't back butter your tile. So get a nice even coating here. Once I'm done, I'll just stick them together. So now that I have my tile back buttered, I've got a nice even coat on both sides. I'm going to go ahead and lay my tile down. I've already notched it out here, so it should slide right under. And I drew a line here. I want this to sit right under the door. That way when you close the door, you only see tile from this side, and you only see wood from that side. So get this lined up. Now I'm going to build my tile out this way, so I'm scraping off any excess thin set on this side because I don't want it to harden and then build up. You can see that I've put extra thin set on this side. So now I'm going to measure out to notch this tile so that it'll match up evenly and go into the door. And this tile will get laid next and so forth until I've got the whole bathroom done. So tile's not that tough to do. Give you kind of a close-up shot here and show you what it looks like when it's done right on these door jambs. That way the door frame dives right into it. I'll put a little caulking right here and it's going to look perfect when it's done. I'm going to have tile running down the wall, so I left a little bit of a gap here. So that's it. That's how you tile a floor. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is cut this tile. Since it's 24 inches by 24 inches, it doesn't fit on the guide for the saw. I'm only going to cut it about 2/3 down to notch out this cut that I need. So since it doesn't fit, I'm going to use my builder square to make sure that this is straight. And I'll go ahead and make that cut. This is a wet tile saw, so it puts water on the tile, which keeps it from chipping. The reason that I'm picking up the tile is because I'm notching out a corner here, and I don't want to leave, the blade cuts down like that, so I want to lift it up so that it's parallel to the surface of the blade, and it gets a nice clean edge. So here I'm going to run off and get a rounded corner. So that's the cut that we made, and because we lifted the blade up, it doesn't leave a bunch of exposed stuff down here where we can't see it. Would get in the way of it fitting right. So we'll go in and hopefully that'll pop right into place where it belongs, under the door.